I'll take a half a dozen of you big ones, lady.
My big ones?
Paintings, of course. For a very big wall. Something with flowers in it, still life for the ballet dancer, a bowl of fruit, that sort of stuff.
Spoken like a true connoisseur.
True, true. Did I catch you at a bad time?
Oh, the worst possible time. It's been like a mob scene all day, a fire sale. But I think I can fit you in. What's wrong?
Certainly nothing with you. But my visit over here is not entirely social.
Ah, you want to do business with me?
Oh, yes, I do. I'd like you to tell me about the art world.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas's connection to it.
I'm afraid I didn't hear you correctly. You came here for the Red Swan?
I'm sorry, I phrased that badly. What I meant to say is I came by to see if you might be interested in selling the Red Swan.
I'm not interested in the least.
Angela, I'll get it. I'm coming. God, please let it be one of them. Oh. Hi.
Have you heard from Marley?
No, not a word.
Me either.
Not a word from Michael and not a word from Marley.
I don't understand this.
Every time the phone rings, I keep thinking it's going to be one of them.
This must be very hard for you. I'm sorry.
I'll be fine as soon as I find them.
Yeah.
Hello, Donna. Jake? I understand what you're saying, Ross.
But you disagree.
Well, I don't think that it's a matter of agreeing or disagreeing.
I realize I'm not on neutral territory.
I would have met with you at your office.
My office doesn't have a pool or a fresh breeze or the smell of roses. No, I'm glad that I invited myself over.
Good, so am I.
Are you? I know most of you in the editorial staff don't like board members taking an active interest.
Well, I'll entertain any suggestions that you might have, Ross.
I suggest that the thrust of these articles is all wrong.
I know that's what you said before, but could you be a little bit more specific?
They're too biased, slanted.
Liberal.
Bravo's mission is to report, not to be contentious.
Oh, I think we've stopped far short of that.
This article on China, or that one there on the new constitutional amendment.
Yes, what's wrong with these?
We want, I think I speak for the majority of the board members here, we want Bravo to be mainstream.
Mainstream.
You start to take one side, you lose the other side, circulation drops, revenues fall.
Well, I appreciate your concern, Ross.
I'd like to start seeing some editorial changes right away.
I will certainly take a long look at things.
I want us all to be in sync, Amanda.
Well, that's what I want too, Ross. And I really think it'll work. I think Bravo's going to be what everyone hopes it'll be.
Objective?
And profitable.
Love those black numbers.
Well, I'm really very glad that you came over today, Ross.
Well, yes. I'll be looking forward to seeing the changes.
And I'll be looking forward to seeing you at the next board meeting.
I can see myself out.
Are you sure?
Oh, I remember this house well. Your father and mother threw some fabulous parties here. Good to see you, Evan.
Yeah, same here, Ross.
What happened to you?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? You were so quiet over there. I didn't hear a word from you. Did you get laryngitis or what?
I listened, Amanda.
Oh. Well, it went pretty well, don't you think?
For whom?
For me, for us, Brava. I mean, Ross Gordon is really starting to be a pain in the neck, but I think it went pretty well.
It was a disaster, Amanda.
Lucas.
He of the one name.
And why the sudden interest in him?
It's not so sudden,
Ah, you've never mentioned it before.
but I am now.
Well, I'd like to know why.
Well, Felicia's my best friend, and Lucas plays a major part in her life.
And Felicia needs protecting?
I'd just like to know what he's all about.
Why ask about his interest in art?
I've heard things.
Such as?
He's a player,
Well, he's no dabbler.
a heavyweight.
He can handle himself with the big boys.
Tell me about it.
My meeting with him. Frankie told you.
I'd like to hear your version.
Frankie of the Big Mouth.
Anything and everything.
All right. I tried to interest him in some of my newer artists.
Did he buy?
I wish he had, because business is down. Way down.
Oh, serious?
What you Americans might call Tap City.
That's no fun.
Ah, I wish I could get him as a client. Get a few of his signatures on my checks.
But he wasn't interested in your newer artists.
His primary interest is in more sort of well-established types, well-known antiques.
Really, antiques?
He's got a fabulous collection. Why shouldn't he? It's a bull market. It's just going up and up and up and up and up.
Did he ever mention, or have you heard, that he was interested in acquiring a particular piece of sculpture called the Red Swan?
The one that Mac left for Rachel.
Lucas did talk about it.
Not to me, but it sounds like exactly the sort of piece you'd like to buy.
If Rachel would sell.
That's not a consideration.
Why do you say that?
Lucas is the kind of man who gets whatever he wants.
Rachel, if you just give me a moment, I'm prepared to make a very, very generous offer.
You may make any offer you like. The Red Swan is not for sale.
I understand your feelings.
Do you? The Red Swan was the last gift my husband gave me.
I know, that's why I came here.
Now I'm afraid I don't follow.
Well, sometimes an object can serve as a painful reminder.
This isn't a painful reminder.
Well, good, I'm glad to hear that.
Even if I wanted to get rid of it, I would never let you have it.
Oh?
I'm very aware of how valuable you were to Iris's campaign.
I did very little, Rachel.
Enough to install her as president of Corey Publishing?
The board voted her in. I'm not on the board.
No. But if my sources are accurate, you made sure you got to every one of them.
The last thing I wanted to do was make an enemy of you. If I thought I was risking that, I would...
Please.
I wanted us to be friends.
I'm afraid you've made that impossible.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't intend to do anything to help you, Mr. Lucas. Certainly not helping you to build up your art collection.
Appreciate your honesty.
And now I think it's time for you to go.
Rachel, never say never. It's such a long time.
Night. Derek! Startled me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but you're really into what you were doing.
Yeah, well, this is my speech for court. It's the closing argument in Jamie's custody case.
Maybe you ought to say a little louder next time.
No, it's just that I need to hear it in my head so that I know what I'm saying makes sense. You know, it's not like I need to hear my own voice. That's not the important thing.
I was just kidding. It was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be snapping at you like that. It's just, I'm a nervous wreck over this whole thing, and I don't even...
Nervous wreck about what?
About the case, about Jamie losing Stephen. What do you think? What else could it be? I'm sorry. I did it again, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's been a bad day.
That's okay.
It's just that I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, usually I am thoroughly prepared, and this time I feel like there's something missing.
Stacey.
Something that I just haven't figured out.
Stacey.
And these cases are so unpredictable
But
that
why are you
anything can
doing
happen. Doing what? I'm just
Can't
trying
even look
to...
me in the eye.
Of course I could look you in the eye.
Yeah, well, maybe you just don't want to.
God, I am glad you're back.
Don't.
Darling, we're so relieved to see you. I was worried sick.
Yeah, that's what I came over here to see Dawn about, to find out if she talked to you.
Why didn't you tell us where you were?
I decided to keep it a secret. That's the Love Women's trademark, isn't it?
I'm glad you're home.
It's important that I be here now, Jake.
What do you mean?
Donna, could you please give us some time alone?
Yes, of course, whatever you want.
Sure, why don't we go home and we can talk there, all right?
No.
We're going to have privacy right here. I'm going to go out anyway. I was just going to pop over to the Coreys to visit with...
Stephen? You can say his name now, Donna. I've come to terms with what Stephen represents. Actually, I've come to terms with a lot of things.
Right, well, I'll go then. But I want to talk to you when I get back.
Oh, I'll be here.
I've missed you terribly.
Look different.
Do I?
I mean, you look beautiful, but different. I like it. It's just different.
The changes go further than this, Jake.
Well, I hope they don't go too far because I love you just the way you are.
I've done a lot of thinking since I've been away. And I've made a lot of important decisions about my life. I think it's time you know what they are.
You're back.
What are you doing back here, Catherine?
I wanted to pick up where we left off.
Left off?
You did say something about later.
Catherine, I am your employer. And these are working hours.
I'd never stopped you before. How did the quest for the Red Swan go?
How do you know I went to see Rachel Corey?
Lucky guess. Mission accomplished?
She's not selling.
You're kidding.
Do I look like I'm kidding?
I just can't believe you were taking no for an answer. You never have in the past.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Catherine, what is that supposed to mean?
There have been several art thefts since you came to Bay City, Lucas.
I'm getting damn tired of your innuendos and your presumptions.
Mean anything.
You think this is a way of securing your position?
Hey, I was only joking.
It's not funny, not near funny.
I'm sorry, Lucas, really.
Not interested in your apologies. I want you out of here, gone.
All right.
Permanently.
What?
You're fired. What are you doing here?
A disaster.
With a capital D.
I handled Ross Gordon.
Did you?
You are the one that's always telling me to pick my battles.
That's right.
Not to be fighting Iris at every turn. Well,
We're not talking about Iris.
Ross Gordon voted her in.
Because he's a member of the board, which means his responsibility to this company is to make sure that it turns a profit.
Of course.
Not to be involved in the editorial process.
I never promised him.
Well, you made him think that he was involved.
All right, since you know so much, what would you have done?
I guess I would have turned to him, I'd looked him right in his eye and said, Ross Gordon, why don't you take a flying leap?
Sorry, that isn't my style.
It's not a question of style, Amanda. It's a question of who's in control. Excuse me.
So you're saying that I didn't show him that I was in control, is that it?
Flying leap?
And suppose he would have turned around and said the exact same thing to me.
Well, then you go to the chairman of the board who just happens to be your mother.
Or he could take it to the president of the company that just happens to be Iris.
You can't back down, Amanda. He was way out of line and you let him get away with it.
I don't think that I did.
We're talking about big business here, and when there's big business, there's dirty business, which means there's somebody just waiting to take you downtown.
Oh, I know that. Iris taught me.
Well, then you gotta fight for what you got or you're gonna lose it.
I do fight. I fight in my own way.
I don't think Ross Gordon got that, Amanda.
Why are you saying this?
Because it's true. I don't think you got what it takes to win.
You know, sometimes you can be so infuriating.
Why? Because I speak the truth?
Evan, take a flying leap.
What?
You see? I can fight if I want.
It's more like it.
You set me up, didn't you?
Big time. Wham!
No.
No what?
I do want to look at you.
Well, that's good, because I really want to look at you.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Hey, instead of us being sorry, why don't we talk about it?
This case is really getting to me, that's all. I just hate it. Here I am representing Jamie in a custody battle. I was a mother. I know what it would be like for her to lose her only baby.
But that's not up to you, is it?
Yes, it is. There is something that I can do that almost will certainly guarantee that we'll win the case, and it's a lousy trick.
And this is your call, whether you do it or not?
It's pictures. I could have an investigator take pictures of her. And they would be what you would call compromising pictures. Look, attorneys do this kind of thing all the time. Please don't think badly of me.
Stacy, I could never think badly of you.
It's playing dirty is what it is. But there's a lot at stake here, and I'm protesting too much, obviously.
It's your job. You'll do what you have to do.
And I will. Jamie has to win this case.
You two were real close.
Yeah, years ago.
Before Mark?
Years ago. It's a long time ago.
You don't want to talk about it.
No, I can talk about anything with you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you feel that.
Well, can you talk about anything with me?
Stacy.
Okay, all right. You don't have to answer that
Well,
question.
why wouldn't I want to answer it?
See, that is the difference between you and me. You don't back down from things. You take risks.
What, and you don't?
12th century?
Carved in jade for the Sultan. And stolen from his palace by Richard the Lionheart. No less. That's according to legend.
And it's in Lucas's collection.
I've heard rumors.
It must be worth...
A fortune.
It doesn't make sense.
What doesn't?
You've been describing the most incredible pieces to me.
Well, only as they've been described to me. I've never seen them.
And Lucas owns them.
Well, he's certainly not renting them.
A collection of this magnitude.
But it's only hearsay. I've never met anyone who's actually seen them firsthand.
Yeah, but all this talk must have some basis in fact.
If half of it's true, it's a world-class collection.
A kid from Gould Street.
Why?
Well, in less than 10 years or so, Lucas has put together this fantastic collection.
Right.
And the price of art has shot up dramatically in the past few years.
Well, that's why I'm in the business.
And Lucas's resources are quite considerable.
He ain't poor.
But the supply is not limitless.
What are you getting at?
Even if money were no object, the pieces that he's collected don't crop up every day.
Hardly.
It takes time for them to show up in the market.
Yes.
And yet, Lucas put this stuff together as if he had ordered it from a catalog.
If you keep your ears open.
No. It's more than that.
What more?
You tell me. Caroline, I think there's something that you don't want to talk about.
I know nothing about Lucas specifically, but I do know something about the art world.
Yes?
There's one side, impeccable museum acquisitions, well-publicized auctions, everything legit.
Talk to me about the other side.
Unpublicized acquisitions.
Unpublicized. In other words, the collectors simply acquire pieces of art with no questions asked.
Cash gets you silence.
Just so I know that we're on the same track, we're talking stolen art here.
Art that appears from nowhere, with an invented history. And the buyers know the score, and they don't care.
You seem to be very acquainted with the ins and outs.
Oh, don't jump to any conclusions.
Wouldn't dream of it.
All I know is for secondhand from other dealers.
The ones who don't care how legitimate their acquisitions are?
Most of us are on the up and up.
I know that.
And so are most of the collectors.
Of course.
I've never dealt in stolen art myself. All I know is just what I've heard and what I've read.
And you've heard that Lucas has had dealings in stolen artworks?
No.
But you think it. You have a feeling?
It wouldn't surprise me.
No.
No?
Wait. You were just leaving, weren't you, Catherine?
You.
Goodbye.
Came at a really bad time, huh?
Now, what are you doing here?
Well, I came to bring you this.
What is it?
An updated report on my search for your daughter.
This is an update?
That's right.
There's nothing new here.
That's why I made a decision. I quit. You're welcome.
You quit?
As of now.
May I ask why?
Look at that report. There are hardly any new leads, no breaks. It's bupkis.
You're frustrated.
I'm whipped.
There's no reason to quit. Gotta keep on plugging.
Oh, it's not just this case. It's the whole crummy world of private investigation.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be pretty tiresome.
Oh, all that waiting around, looking through keyholes. I'm not cut out for it.
What are you cut out for?
Something with substance.
Substance?
Well, Cass. Cass doesn't take me seriously. He thinks I'm some kind of a kook or something.
And you want him to take you seriously.
Well, I want someone to. I want to learn. I want to find a situation with someone like a mentor, you know?
Yeah, I think I do.
Someone brilliant, someone who can mold me.
Mold you?
Yes, a job that can utilize my talents.
Good luck.
Thank you. Same to you. Good luck finding your daughter.
Thank you. How are your secretarial skills?
I can type 60 words a minute. I can transcribe from tape, file. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for someone.
Really?
Yes, someone good who can work with me in Bay City.
Sounds like a terrific opportunity.
I don't know how long this job's gonna last.
Oh, I'm not looking for anything long-term necessarily.
Okay, I'll only pay what I think you're worth. If you want it, job's yours.
Well, let me think about this for a moment. It seems that I am between engagements at the moment, so I think a temporary job with you would turn out to be fine.
Settled.
You know, this could be great for both of us.
We'll see.
Stephen is such a bright child. He's so friendly, too.
Yes, he certainly is that.
You know, he actually recognized me.
Of course he would. You're his grandmother.
Oh, I loathe that word.
Do you? Depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Well, I use it as seldom as possible.
I'm glad you enjoyed your visit with him.
Well, the best part about it was that look of recognition on his face. He put his little arms around my neck and then he gave me that great big smile.
Yes, there's nothing like a toothless grin.
Frankly, I'm surprised that Stephen is in such good spirits.
Why?
Well, he has been taken away from his mother.
He's with his father, and his father's family is not lacking for attention.
Well, you can't substitute a mother's affection, Rachel. You ought to know that.
My son is a very caring and attentive father.
It's not the same. Victoria gave birth to the child. She nursed him from the day that he was
Donna,
born.
Why don't you save this for court?
Right. Guess I'll have to.
Did you forget something?
No, I just was wondering if Michael had called or come by to see Stephen.
Not that I know of.
Oh, well.
Is there a problem?
No. This is a lovely piece. I just love this piece.
Matt gave it to me.
Yes, I know. Must mean a great deal to you.
It does.
You don't just leave it sitting around like this, do you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Rachel, are you out of your mind?
Marley, any decisions you've come to,
Are all right with you?
yes, they are.
How generous.
I mean it. The important thing is that you came back home. We will work through this. Honey, I love you. And you love me.
That's true. I have loved you since the first time I met you.
The very first time I laid eyes on you, I knew we belonged together.
I was even willing to take you away from a sister I had just gotten to know.
What are you getting at?
Vicky and I were having difficult times then, but I thought it was worth it. I thought that once you and I got married, nothing could come between us.
And nothing should have.
But it did. Or should I say, she did.
The only reason that happened, Marley, is because I missed you.
That's what I said. And so I came back to you. And I forgave you eventually. Because I loved you. And because in spite of everything, I wanted to live the rest of my life with you.
And that is the only thing I want, honey. I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
And so we got back together. And despite all of our problems trying to have a child, I still once again believed that nothing could ruin what we had.
Marley.
And then I learned that you slept with Vicky. And that you might be Stephen's father.
Would you just let me talk first?
No, Jake, you've talked long enough. It's my turn now. You see, the most shocking thing of all is that I ended up going along with you. I was actually willing to take Stephen away from my own sister.
We thought he was my son. You wanted
You
a
should have
baby.
heard the things I said to her. Terrible things. Lies that you made me believe. You just wanted Stephen any way at all. And I, having lost my mind by that point, not to mention my sense of decency, helped you. I was willing to take my sister's child away from her because of you.
Honey, we didn't. It didn't happen.
No, because Jamie turned out to be Stephen's father, thank God. And now Vicky doesn't talk to me anymore. And Jamie has temporary custody of her son. How much of that happened because of what you put her through? What you put us all through?
I thought he was my son. I would do the same thing again.
And that's when this horrible realization came to me. I realized that I was willing to do anything you wanted me to do.
No matter how wrong I thought it was, I put your needs first. And that is something I will never do again.
Vaz? Surely you've heard about your Vaz?
My Ming Vaz, Iris's Winslow Homer.
Yes, I have heard.
Well, how can you be so cavalier about this, especially this particular piece?
I treasure it because Matt gave it to me, Donna.
Well, is it at least insured?
No.
Have you had it appraised?
No, I haven't.
Well, Rachel, you've got to do that immediately.
Well, I just haven't gotten around to
I
it.
know you don't want to lose it.
Of course I don't. You're absolutely right. I will do that.
You know, you just can't be too careful about things.
That's
Anything
true.
these days. All right, well, I'll call you during the week.
Thank you for your concern.
Oh, certainly. I'm glad to help.
And I hope whatever's going on with you and Michael, I hope that's resolved.
I didn't say anything was going on.
Oh, sorry. I guess I assumed.
No, everything's fine.
Good.
Give Stephen a kiss for me.
No, I don't take any risks.
But you already have with me. You know, people never much used to bother with me, and that was fine. That's how I liked it. Until you.
It was pretty easy to bother with you.
No, but somebody like you. Getting involved, becoming friends with a guy from the street.
Oh, come on. It's not where you're from. It's who you are.
Yeah, you said that once before.
I remember that I said it.
Yeah, but I am from the street. And you're from this, you know, social register, money, family, education.
So what are you saying?
That you do take risks in a different way.
Is that all you're saying?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes there is, I think, something else going on here, you know.
Like what?
That I think maybe that you became my friend to get as far away as you possibly could from who you are.
Oh, come on. That doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
maybe not, but that's what I think.
I'm not trying to get away from my past, if that's what you're saying.
I didn't say anything about your past.
No, I guess you didn't.
So I guess maybe you're thinking about it, huh?
Maybe because,
Jamie?
his son Stephen and Vicky. No matter what kind of woman she is, it's still mother and child. And I can feel her loss and her pain.
I wish I could help.
You have. I mean, you do. And I apologize for the way I acted before. I didn't...
It was my own fault for coming by while you were working. I just wanted to see you, see how you were doing.
Glad you came by.
Well, I'll be taking off now.
Derek, wait.
I'd like to come by. Later tonight, maybe.
I'd like that too.
You've been a very big help.
I wish I could have done more.
Let me take you out to dinner tonight.
Tonight?
Yes, to thank you properly.
I'm sorry, I've got another appointment.
All night?
Maybe.
Who is this intruder?
I tell you what I'll do. Get me your number and I'll reach you wherever you're going to be.
I could starve to death waiting by a telephone.
I wouldn't do that to you.
No? What would you do to me?
I'll try and reach you later.
Am I being dismissed?
Of course not. Bye. I thought you were going home.
Well, Hilda said she could salvage the suit, so I said, Well, actually, I told her I tripped on something.
Is it ruined?
Well, I think it's seen better days.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Oh, I am, I swear.
Don't apologize.
Whoa, are you kidding? That was at least a $30 suit.
Well, that's very funny, Amanda.
And then the tie and shoes. I really am sorry.
No, do not apologize for fighting back.
I never do. You did get me mad.
Well, that was my intention.
Thanks.
You learned a valuable lesson today, Amanda.
A lesson, huh?
Yeah. And believe me, the suit was well worth it. And by the way, that suit
What?
cost over $1,000, so you can make the check payable out of cash. You'll be fine.
Don't hold your breath.
You did learn a very valuable lesson.
Do I know this lesson, or is this just you?
No, you learned to stand up for yourself.
That's a lesson?
Have the courage to face your convictions.
But I have less of courage.
And don't be afraid to act on them.
I'm not afraid of anything.
Huh, I'd like to believe that.
You just haven't seen me in action yet.
Yeah? That's gonna come?
Yes. Iris is gonna slip up soon.
Well, if you really want to get her, that's what you really want to do, you can do it and you can't lose.
So if I believe in something I can't lose, huh? You really follow that?
Yes, I do, Amanda.
Okay, then how about a wager?
Talk to me.
5 laps of the pool.
5 laps of the pool lengthwise.
This is gonna be like taking candy from a baby.
What kind of candy do you like, little girl? Talk to me. What's the wager?
All right. Okay, let's say that the loser has to write the union contracts that are due this month.
All of them?
Well, let's see. There's about 14 that need to be written at 40 pages apiece. That's, about several hundred pages. What do you say?
5 laps, huh?
Lengthwise.
All right, you're on.
Go.
The money is fine. I won't be buying a country house with it, but it's fine.
Well, I told you it wasn't going to be a real high-paying position.
Look, it's okay. It's more than okay. It's a swell opportunity.
Well, good. Well, I won't keep you.
Well, that's not keeping me. I'm not doing anything.
Welcome aboard.
Yes. I did want to say one more time how much I'm really excited about working with you. I'm just really excited, and I'm repeating myself. I don't often do that. It's just that I'm so...
Excited.
Right.
Listen, did I mention that this isn't going to be like a regular job?
Not regular.
Well, I mean, it's going to be on call 24 hours a day.
Oh.
My business is going worldwide, and I get calls 24 hours a day. I hope the hours won't be too much for you.
Oh, hey, the hours are not a problem at all. I was just wondering, though, if you could be a little bit more specific about what it is I'll be doing.
Well, I think we'll go into that a little later, okay?
Okay.
Just glad you're here. I'm sure this will be good for both of us.
I think so, too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Never wanted you to do that.
Oh, yes, you did. That's why you liked me.
What are you talking about?
You knew I was insecure, weak.
No.
The type of woman you could push around.
That's not true.
Unlike my sister.
The reason I fell in love with you, Marley, is because you're the most...
Because I was a fool.
Don't say that!
You wanted to call the shots, Jake. And you did. Because you knew that I wouldn't give you any problems.
This is crazy, Marley. You don't know what you're talking about.
I have never been clearer about anything in my entire life. I know what I need to do, Jake. And it's time that you knew it too.
You what?
I'm leaving you. I'm getting a divorce.
You're here. I was surprised to get your call. Why did we have to meet secretly? Oh, my God. I never believed it. I never believed it was you.
SoapNet's original I Want to Be a Soap Star is back with host Cameron Matheson. 12 finalists have to survive car crashes, love scenes, deadly snakes, and the judges. Who will win and join the cast of AMC? Watch I Want to Be a Soap Star tonight at 11 p.m. only on SoapNet.